Welcome to a training video of the pay rate limits feature in PayPak Professional 4.0. The pay rate records in PayPak Professional have a number of limit options, which can be used, for example, to control the number of uncertified sick days allowed for employees each year, with the software automatically monitoring the number of sick days remaining. For employees who are over the limit, you have the option of either stopping the entry or giving a warning notice with a choice of whether it should be posted or not. This feature can be used for any pay rate which you would like to monitor or control over any chosen time period. So let's log in and show you how it works. First of all, let's go to the pay rates screen, which is under the record section of the menu. And under pay rates, you will see this option here for limit, which then controls or enables these other 6 limit options. Now we have set up in here a pay rate called sick day uncertified, and it's set with the limit period type as the current year, the number of other options, and the limit quantity as 6. There is a training video for the pay rates, which I would recommend that you have a look at that, because it explains how these options work, and the button for that is right here. What this video is about, though, is showing you how these settings control entries which are being edited when you try to post a batch, for example. Now we have a batch. If I go to batch control, there is a batch which was done for trying to see which one it was. It was right there. It is. This is the batch 7th of May. It's Carrie Bryan, and for Carrie Bryan we have one entry here for 3 sick days. Okay. Now in this scenario, the number of sick days is set to 6. It's limited to 6. So with 3 taken, this employee can now have 3 remaining. They can take up to 3 more. We have another batch which is unposted, which is batch number 194, and in that same batch for Carrie Bryan there is an entry for 4. This is an unposted batch. There's an entry for 4, and we will explain or demonstrate how editing that batch works with the options set as they are right now. Right now the option is set. What you're looking at here is the limit action. The limit action can be either stop or warn for pay rates which have a limit, have the limit option turned on. Right now it's presently set to stop. When it's set to stop, that means that the software will not allow you to save the entry or to post the entry. Now the entry is in that second batch because at the time, in order to enter it to save it for demonstration purposes, this limit action was set to warn. When it's set to stop, it will not go through. When it's set to warn, it gives you the choice as to whether you want it to go through or not. So you have an option with the warn. So as of right now, it's at stop. So let's go to the batch, and we're going to batch number 194, and we're going to edit, and we're going to go to Carrie Bryan, second person here. If you go to the gross pay, there is the 4 sick day entries, and I click on the save button. Alright, it says it's limited to 6 within the current year, and it gives you the time period for the current year, the 1st of January 2021 to the 31st of December 2021. And it says this employee has 3 remaining, and it will not allow that entry to be modified. Now, if I had tried to add it, remember it was there before, but if I was trying to add it for the very first time, it would not accept it. In order for it to be in there, I had turned on the warn option, and that's how I got it saved. But before I set it back to the warn option, let me show you also what happens if it's in there and you try to post. I click on post. It says, the prompt comes up. It says there are 2 problems which must be fixed before this batch can be posted. They have been marked as selected. And these are the 2 problems. For this same employee, the net pay is a negative amount, and then you get the prompt for the sick day where it says it has 3 remaining. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the pay rate screen and change this to warn. I'll just save it now. And when it's in warn mode, if I save, you get the prompt again. It says this employee has 3 remaining, but it asks, do you want to override the limit? So if you say no, it will not save the entry. If you say yes, it will save the entry or make changes to it. Remember, this is already saved. Now, I'm going to say no for now. I'm going to come to the, I'll do the posting now. So let's click on post. If you try to post, you say yes, and you'll note the difference now. The sick day is still listed, but it's no longer listed as a problem because it's in warn mode. So as long as there is nothing listed as a problem in this column, you can proceed and post that entry. So in this case, the person would have, they would have reached their maximum. They would have had 3 already. We're adding 4. That will be 7 that they've had when they're supposed to have 6. And it would prompt again if you try to add any more in future. But that is basically how this would work. If I set it back to stop, and we save this, notice the difference. Keep an eye on this column here. We try to post, and again the problem notification comes up. And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for your time, and please do look out for the next training video. Goodbye.